as an IG story. I'd be quiet about
About what?
stuff. Let's just say stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's a morning show. I just let people talk. It's a lot that goes into it. Keep pushing. Pat, you play with him?
Yeah.
You know him?
Love him.
What do you think he means here?
Like, I'm gonna go right at it. Like Matt Barnes,
Yep.
right? Matt Barnes made comments yesterday, which he's entitled to. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, right? But Matt Barnes was also an NBA player also. So for him to make comments, supporting his opinion about, the Chris Paul and all that, I respect, I totally do. But you go up there and you tell your NBA brethren, you go up there and you tell the whole world that this man doesn't deserve his money when you were just in the NBA, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years ago. What if someone said that to you? You'd be ready to fight. But now, since you're not in the league no more, it's okay for you to talk about this man not giving the money that he's worked his entire life to deserve? Like, I don't understand it. Like, who raised you guys? Like, how come are you able to speak about somebody getting cooked, but then when it's your NBA brother in the same league that you played in, the same way that you take care of your family, all of a sudden, he doesn't deserve this? Like, no one did that to you? I just don't understand it. But at the end of the day, James go be James. He hears the stuff that people say. He go take care of his body. He understands that, when you play with Brooklyn, KD, you don't have to, have all that firepower. So maybe he didn't work as hard in the summer, but trust me, he go want his lick back and he go come in with a revenge summer, and I'm excited to see him play.
So you think he's going to double down? He's hearing all the talk and he's saying, this is revenge summer. I'm coming back better than ever.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Okay. JJ, what do you think?
In regards to what?
In regards to Harden.
contract?
In regards to Harden and this idea that he's letting people talk, he's hearing it, he's seeing it.
That's every player.
What will he come
every
back
player is looking for motivation. Everybody, whether they say they do or not, every player hears everything. You can ignore Twitter for 2 years, which I did. I logged off all my social media accounts. My dad, my brother, my friends, they'd link me. Look what he said about you. It's gonna find you no matter what. Every player uses that as motivation. We're all psychos. We're all sickos. We're constantly looking for a source of motivation. Look, here's the bottom line. I think that the Sixers should actually absolutely bring him back. I think he's in a position where he can win. The big question to me is, what are you willing to pay him? What kind of pay cut is he potentially willing to take? I wouldn't give him the supermax where he's making $60 million at age 37. And how do you build the roster around? They just lost Danny Green to an ACL injury. They really don't have a lot of two-way wings. And you can make an argument whether or not Tobias is, whether or not Danny Green is. Matisse Thybulle is a one-way wing. So they just have an absence on their roster right now of two-way wings, and we've seen in the playoffs how valuable those players are.
And put the stats back up, please, producer, because this is part of the conversation, Monica, around James Harden. The fact that for many years, exceptionally good, top 5 player in the NBA. But this past season, you see the numbers. 22 points a game, lowest since 2011, 2012. The low field goal percentage, lowest three-point percentage ever. Monica, and I know, Pat Bev, you're like, how can we really talk about his money? I'm just putting this in the context of how they should extend him. Let's say if they want to keep him here, Monica, how long do you keep him? What do you do with him, considering the player that you feel he is now?
Listen, I think we should really let go of vintage James Harden. I think that James can be a very important and successful third piece of a big three from the standpoint of being able to facilitate the basketball. He's an excellent passer. Double-digit assist work, common thing whether you talk about with the Sixers or with the Nets. And then he's got to get his three-point percentage back up, and that way he continues to create space. So would I keep him? I'd opt into this next year, and then before I gave him a long-term contract, I'd have to see a little bit more of a commitment. And Pat, I hear you on having your guys back. But I would be curious, since you're the one that seems to know him the best, at how we even got here. The expectation around James is always that he is a terrific scorer and playmaker in this league. And for it to get to this place where so many people are questioning, I just think he has to acknowledge his role in all of this. That's my only thing when we have this conversation. The most recent performance has not necessarily led to results.
Yeah, respect. And I respect that too, but you got to understand what's going on with basketball. This man changed his whole game when he came to Brooklyn. He changed his whole game. I don't know a lot of players that can change their whole game. This man went from averaging 30 points to literally coming back there and just be. The question was, you guys were talking about it on ESPN. Is Kyrie the point guard or the shooting guard? Yeah. Kyrie, man, let James, he be the point guard. He came in there, became the point guard, upped his assists. Like, what else are we talking about? He had struggles in the playoffs. Everyone has struggles in the playoffs.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.